Om
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्
ॐ सहना भवतु
भवतु
सहनौ
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सह
सह
वीर्यं करवावहै
वीर्यकरवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा
मा
विद्विषावहै
विद्विषावहै
ॐ
ॐ
शान्ति
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 शान्ति शान्तिः
शान्तिः हरिः
हरि
ओम्
ओम्
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
गुरुभ्यो नमः
हरिः ओम्
हरि ओम्
ॐ तत्सत् ॐ
ॐ तत्सत्
Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya.
Last week we completed verse number 8. Now we will complete. We will begin with verse number 9. So please unmute and chant with me. Satchidatmanyanu
सच्चिदात्मन्ननुस्यूते
सच्चिदानन्दस्युते
नित्ये विष्णु प्रकल्पिताः
नित्ये
नित्ये
विष्णौ
विष्णु
प्रकल्पिताः
प्रकल्पिता
व्यक्तयो विविधा सर्वाः
व्यक्तयो
व्यक्तयो
विविधाः
विविधा सर्वाः
हाटके कटकादिवत्
आटके
आतके
कटकादिवत्
कटकादिवत्
सच्चिदात् मन्यनु श्रूयते नित्ये विष्णौ प्रकल्पिताः व्यक्तयो विविधा सर्वाः हाटके कटकादिवत्. Okay. In the self, Atman, whose nature is what? Existence, consciousness. Sat or Chit. In that, which is all pervading. This Atma is Sat, Chit and all pervading. And eternal. In that eternal, upon that Vishnu is the mental projection of this entire world of manifestation of all things. Just as out of gold are made all these various ornaments. Now we will explain the meaning of this verse. So we all have gold ornaments. When you wear it in your hands, it is called bangles. When you wear it in your neck, it is called a necklace or a chain. No, they all have different names and forms. But what is the underlying material? What is the basis? It is gold only. Gold is made into a different form and it is called ring, necklace, chain, bangles, whatever it is. Different names and forms are given based upon the shape. And all these are ornaments, but we know that it is all made out of gold. The fundamental basis, basically they are all gold only. It is gold only. In the same manner, this world, this manifested world of things with the different names. We have trees, we have rivers, we have mountains, we have hills, we have valleys, everything. It manifests in different forms and different names. But they're all basically forms of what? It is all forms of all pervading Vishnu only. And what is the nature of this Vishnu? Existence, intelligence. Sat, Chit. Atma is Sat, existence, and Chit. Chit is intelligence. So, when we take any gold ornament to a goldsmith, suppose you have an ornament, say bangles, it has become old, you want to change it, you want to make it into a new design. You take it to a goldsmith, a jeweler. Then how does that person fixes the rate? It is based on the bangles or it is based on the gold? It is based on the gold. He or she is not interested in the bangles. The person is interested in what is the carat, what is the quality of this gold, what is the weight of this gold. So his interest lies in that only. The ornament loses its value, but gold only retains the value, and the rate is fixed based on the value of the gold only, and not on the particular ornament like bangle or chain. Okay. Similarly, a person in spirituality, adhyatma outlook, sees everything in this creation, every manifest thing in this creation as Atman only, Brahman only. Okay. Not like a mountain or a river, the examples I gave. He doesn't see, he or she, jnani, a person in spirituality, doesn't see these things as different names and forms, but the underlying Atman, Brahman. Just like a goldsmith sees only the gold in the ornaments, a jnani also sees the Atman and Brahma or Brahman in the manifested things in this creation. So, whatever forms, names that we see, it all depends upon the perceiver. Okay. And what is the substratum? What is the basis? What is the basis of everything, every manifested form? That is eternal and all pervading Vishnu. And what is the nature of this Vishnu? Existence and intelligence. Sat Chit. Names and forms are like gold ornaments, bangles, chains, bracelets, etc. And Vishnu is like gold. So whatever we see, whatever we witness, whatever we experience in this manifested world, it's all having different names and forms, but underlying thing is the all pervading and eternal Vishnu. Just like behind every ornament, what is the underlying material? Which is gold. So in this entire creation, in this world, whatever things exist, either it is a living thing or non-living thing, human being or animal or a stone or a mountain, they're all subject to three limitations. What are the limitations? One is the limitation of objects, vastu. Second is limitation of time, kala. And third is limitation of space, desha. For example, let us take the body. Please mute yourself. Otherwise, it create. Muted, but please keep yourself muted. Otherwise, it creates. I have to stop the class, then minimize, then go and mute. Okay. So, three limitations I told you: vastu, kala, and desha. Let us take the example of our body, our own body. The vastu, limitation of object. It is limited to only that particular shariram, to the particular body. And there is a limitation of time. There is a birth and there is a death. There is a beginning and there is an end. And desha, limitation of space. How much a body can accommodate, that it depends upon the size of the body only. Okay. The same example can be extended to a pot. Okay. As long as it remains a pot, there is a limitation of object. It cannot be anything else. Pot, it can remain only as pot. The kala, limitation of time. It was made at some point of time and it will break at some point of time. Then limitation of space. A pot has a limitation. So how these three limitations can be matched? Okay. In this verse, there are three words you must observe. Anusyate, Nitye, Vishnu. It is appearing in the first line. So the substratum, the underlying thing is, we said all pervading, eternal Vishnu. Okay. And this all pervading Vishnu, the substratum, it transcends all the three limitations. Anusyate means all pervading. It negates the vastu, limitation of object. When it pervades, when it is all pervading, it is not only present in the present as a part or present as a body. Then second, Nitye, the eternal. It negates kala, limitation of time, because it is eternal. There was never a beginning and there will never be an end to it. And third is Vishnu, omnipresent. It negates the limitation of space, desha. When it is all pervading, there is a question of limiting it to a particular space. Now let us go to this metaphor example, our beautiful example of Hatake Kadakadivat. Okay, the world as a projection upon the self. Self is Atma and everything is projected upon it. Everything is what? Projected upon it. It's a projection. And the underlying material is what? Underlying thing is Atman, Brahman. So the gold ornaments we gave example, they are innumerable. There are maybe hundreds of different gold ornaments. Even in a ring, there are several types of rings are available. No, hundreds and hundreds of designs are available. So ornaments are innumerable. But what is common in everything? That is the gold. It is such a beautiful example, simple example. In the same manner, a jnani, a sage, sees the world. How he sees? Just like a goldsmith sees the ornaments. Goldsmith doesn't see the ornament. What he sees is the gold. Similarly, a sage also sees the world. He sees different forms, different names, everything. But he sees the underlying self that he understands, he or she understands. So the sage understands this world, the world that is seen is a superimposition on the self, Atman. It has been superimposed. All these things, whatever we experience, whatever we see, everything has been superimposed on the self. So the jnani is aware of this unchanging reality of the self. The self can never change. The gold will never change. Gold will never lose its property or quality or its nature just by becoming a bangle or a chain. And the underlying nature will always be gold only. Similarly, whatever we see, whatever is present in this creation, manifested world, everything is only changing names and forms It is projected upon the Atma. So the Jnani sees the unchanging reality of the self. He realizes the unchanging reality of the Atman. But for an ignorant person, Ajnani, who is not aware of the existence of this Atma, self, what he will be done? He will be attracted and captivated by the ornaments. Without realizing it is only gold. He or she is attracted to various forms of ornaments. Similarly, the world also is taken as a reality by an ignorant person, by an Ajnani, and that ignorant person is attracted to the beauties of this world, attracted towards the sense objects. So he or she wants to own everything, and they are very happy if they achieve their material goal. Okay. So the ornamental value, okay, placed on a particular ornament by a person is of no value to a goldsmith. You may say this is given to by my, this is my family property. It has been coming for, it has been existing in existence for say 5 generations. My grandmother gave me, it has that value, this value. But if you take it to a goldsmith, he will not see all these things. For him, it is you. It doesn't make any difference. For him, it is the only the value of the gold. So he is not concerned about the nature of the jewelry or the sentimental value that you place it on the ornament. Okay. So the goldsmith knows the only value lies in gold and nothing else. Any other value is added by us, by our imagination. Okay. It is superimposed on the value of the gold, sentimental value. But when it comes to melting it and assessing it, those things just disappear. Okay. Similarly, this creation, this manifestation, everything is superimposed on the self Atma. Just like ornaments are superimposed on the gold. That is the meaning of this verse. Verse number 10. Please unmute. यथाकाशो ऋषिकेशः
आकाशो केशः
नानोपाधिगतो विभुः
नानोपाधिगतो
तद्भेदात् भिन्नवद् भाति
तद्भेदाद् भिन्नवद्
तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत्
तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत्.
Just like space, the omnipresent Lord, the all-pervading, is associated with various upadhi due to their distinctness. It appears to be diverse, okay, but separated from them, it becomes one. So let's try an example of, there is some disturbance. Will you kindly mute yourself? Okay, I have muted. It creates disturbance in the recording. So space, here in this verse number 10, space, Akash, is taken as an example. A beautiful, simple, beautiful example. Just like the all-pervading Akasha, okay, space, appears to be diverse on account of its association with various conditionings. What are the conditionings? Upadhis. They are called upadhis. They are different from each other. The upadhis are different from each other. The omnipresent truth appears to be diverse on account of its association with various upadhis. Okay. Once the upadhis are destroyed, the omnipresent truth becomes one. So just like space is one, it can never be divided. But because of upadhis, because of the walls, because of the ceilings, what do we think? This is my building. This is my hall. This is my kitchen. There is a apartment space. There is a hall space. There is a kitchen space. There is a washroom space. There is a bedroom space. There is a balcony space. So we divide it into various types, whereas the space can never be divided. Okay. In your locality, there may be 100, say, independent bungalows. Does that mean there is 100 spaces are existing? Yes, we have our own space. We have 4 walls and a roof. Suppose we knock off the 4 walls and the roof, where the space is gone? The space was always there. Before the building came up, the space was there. During the building, existence of building, space is there. And once this building becomes old and demolished, so the space will always exist. It is only an imagination. It is only a perception that we have our own space, private space. We divide the space, whereas space can never be divided. So what are these upadhis? They are the limiting adjuncts, conditioners, conditionings. Like this body. Our body is a upadhi. We think, when I say I, what do I mean? I mean this body. I don't mean Atma. Unless I become a jnani. So that body becomes a upadhi. I restrict myself to my body, mind, sense complex. When I say I or when I say you, it only means the body, mind, sense complex. So upadhi is clear? Anybody has any doubt on upadhi?
No, it's clear.
Clear. Okay. So space is present everywhere. Akash. Okay, Akasha. Sanskrit, it is called Akash. Akasha, and in English we call it space. Okay. And this indivisible space we divide into buildings, apartments, flats, hall space, kitchen space. I explained to you. Okay. Just by constructing walls, constructing these conditionings, these upadhis, we divide the space. Okay. The walls are all what? It is all man-made. The building is man-made. Okay. And we believe that we have that separate space. Once we remove the walls, once we remove the ceiling, what happens? There is no room, there is no house, there is no building. What is left? What is left is only the space, Akash. Okay. So similarly, if all these reasonings, man-made reasonings, can be negated, ignored, then what we see is the Paramatma in everything. What we see is Paramatma. Just like space, we see Paramatma. Once we remove these upadhis, limiting adjuncts, what is present? Only Paramatma is there. And that we can see in every being, whether it is living being or non-living being. Okay. Now Rishikesha word is used here. Rishikesha means Rishika plus Isha. It's a combination of two words. Rishika means senses, Indriyas, our sense organs. Isha means the controller, one who governs, one who administers, one who sustains, or one who gives life. So what is the meaning? One who controls the senses. And who is that? Who can control the senses? The omnipresent Lord Rishikesh, Vishnu himself. Okay. This is Rishikesha mean. Then let us go to the ego, ahankar. Okay. So senses, our senses bring sense objects to the ego. We see things, we desire, that sense objects are brought to the ego. So the ego is so powerful, it enslaves the senses. Okay, and make them perform things. You go and buy that. I want that watch. I want that cloth. I want that car. I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. Ego, ahankar. I want to make it mine. Mine. It should become mine. So sometimes people see some dress, unless and until they buy and wear it and keep it in their cupboard, they will not rest. So much desire. Who is responsible for this? This ego is responsible for this. So instead of thinking of the Lord, serving the Lord Ishvara, the senses are made to serve the ego, the boss, who controls everything. And this, in order to gratify, in order to fulfill the desires, it has to give more and more and more. The more you feed your desires, the more it grows. It is ever increasing. It never exhausts. The desire is ever you fulfill one desire, then another desire comes. Or you want to repeat that experience. We all want to do that. We have a pleasant experience, we want to have repeat that pleasant experience. So the desire is endless, inexhaustible. That is the problem, that is a tragedy. That is how ego enslaves the senses. So we were talking about upadhis, the illusory appearance of numerous upadhis. So when we identify with the upadhis, what happens? It generates the desire. It stirs up the desire after desire and leads to more and more desiring of the sense objects. So when these upadhis are destroyed, then only the diversity will end and the unity behind it can be seen. That is what is explained in this verse. The example of space, the metaphor of space. Space is directly compared to the all-pervading, omnipresent self. You can call it Vishnu, yeah, we can call it Atman, can call it Brahman, we can call it self, we can call it consciousness. So space has no limits. It can never be divided. But yet we take delight in breaking it in different units by creating walls and fences. And we see we have a satisfaction. I have a big house spread over so much acre, so much space is mine. We get delight, we get enjoyment. Okay, then it becomes our possessions, mamakara. Okay, but we forget that space is pure. In spite of different upadhis superimposed upon it by the ignorance of human beings, space remains united, just like all pervading Brahman. Okay. The self is pure, unaffected by the all these upadhis. But we believe in these upadhis and we go after the sense objects in order to fulfill our desires. So unless and until these upadhis are destroyed, self can never be seen. We will always see self as in the light of upadhis only, just like we see our own space in the limitless, indivisible space. Space is always one. Similarly, Atma is also one. That is the meaning of these words. Any doubt so far?
Yeah, one question, Acharya-ji. So
Yes.
Rishikesha, actually there is one more meaning on that, right? That means short-haired, like person. There is also meaning like that,
Yes,
right?
yes. There are several meanings because Sanskrit has got several meanings. What I mentioned is the relevant.
For this poem, right?
Yes, there is another meaning. Yes, you are right. Absolutely.
Okay.
But we have to take Rishikesh means control of the senses, control of the senses.
Okay. Thank you.
So verse number 11. Nanopadi Vashadeva
Nanopadivashadeva
Jati Varnashramadayah
Jati Varnashramadayah
Atmanyaropitastoye
Atmanyaropitasto
Atmanyaropitastoye
ye
Rasavarnadi Bedavat
Rasavarnadivedavat
Nana Upadi Vashadeva Jati Varnashra Madayah Atmanyaropitastoye Rasavarnadi Bedavat. Because of its association with the different upadhis, the idea of caste, color, position, etc. are superimposed upon the Atman. As in water, no, so is superimposed with flavor, color, etc. So before proceeding, once again, I want to ask everybody is clear about what is Upadhi? Because that is very important. Because next the few verses will be based on these Upadhis only.
That is the mind,
Yes.
the complexion, right?
Yes, limitations. Any condition is
Limitations.
anything that make you think this is a part, then that is a Upadhi. Unless you realize it is a clay, it is only the clay, you see the Upadhi only. You see the part, you see the form, that limitations I told you. Vastu, Kala, and Desha. Okay? The body is Upadhi. The mind is Upadhi. No, we think I am the mind. I think I am the body. I am the intellect. That becomes the Upadhi. This is my space, my hall, my room. It is a Upadhi. Clear? So the ideas such as caste, color, position are imposed upon the Atman on account of its association with different upadhis. I am general manager. I am so and so minister. I am vice president. I am president. I am CEO. I am that. I am this. All are superimposed. Caste. I am a Brahmana. I am a Shudra. I am a Kshatriya. No. Then color. I am white. I am brown. I am black. Colored. Whatever it is. These are all superimposed. Positions, caste, color, everything is superimposed because of the upadhis. Just like flavor, color, etc. imposed upon water. Water is basically odorless, colorless. But what can be added? A flavor can be added, a color can be added. No soft drinks. What is that? It is only pure water. But they add flavor by adding some chemicals or whatever it is. And they add color, black, red, orange, different colors. And it becomes a nice soft drink. It is superimposed. Underlying thing is what? It is only the water. So pure water is same everywhere. And it has no color. Water has no taste and water has no smell. Only when it is subjected to human reasoning, we feel the color, taste or smell. We add, we superimpose. Similarly, because of reasoning faculty, okay, that we have, we feel pure Atma is different body beings, different races, different origins. Okay. Even great scholars are affected by this Maya of Paramatma. Okay. And this Atma is overshadowed by Anatma. He is such a big person. He is a rich person. He belongs to higher caste. You know, he is fair. He is beautiful. He is handsome. She is whatever it is. Everything is superimposed on the Atman. So Atma is overshadowed by the Anatma. And we distinguish human being as man, woman, particular caste, particular position, particular color, particular religion, etc. So if we look beyond this faculty of reasoning or reasoning faculty, the pure Atma in everything can be seen. So the direct result of differences in the upadhis combined with distortion in our vision is that humanity itself gets split into so many groups. I am a Hindu, I am a Muslim, I am a Christian. In that also there is hundreds of divisions. My belief is something, my God is something. No, everything, race, language, color, religion. We divide it into so many things because of these upadhis. We distort everything, forgetting that, ignoring the fact that underlying principle is pure consciousness, Satchit, Ananda Atma, Swarupa, that we forget because of our, we don't even know because of ignorance. Okay, because of ignorance. So the example, a beautiful simple example of water differentiated by flavors and color is given. This metaphor, this example is very, very appropriate here. Okay, Shankaracharya, the brilliance of Shankaracharya, he has given another gem of an example. Okay, it's all coming out of his intellect, high level of intellect, high level of imagination. So water is what? Intrinsically pure. Water is intrinsically pure. Okay. In that state of purity, what is it is? It is colorless. It takes the color of anything that is imposed on it. It is placed on it. You put red color, it becomes red. You put blue color, it becomes blue. Then water is tasteless in its pure state. Then what happens? You add sugar or you add salt, you add something. No, it becomes that. We make tea. We put tea, then it becomes tea powder, it becomes tea. We put coffee powder, it becomes coffee. We put chocolate, it becomes cocoa, chocolate drink, cocoa drink, etc., etc., etc. Okay. The pure water has the property of conveying what? The properties of color and flavor added to it. Okay, but it remains pure in itself. Can we blame water if we add flavor or color to it? No, water is not to be blamed. Who is to be blamed? The person adding to it. Because in its pure form, it is colorless, tasteless, pure. So this is what this verse is teaching us about the society and the associated problems. The self is unaffected by all these divisions, numerous divisions that we have created. Religion, caste, color, no, position, rich, poor, etc., etc. Okay? It is because of the ignorance of human beings. Because Atma is always unaffected. Self is always unaffected. And it remains the same. But when we superimpose upon it, we see it in different forms and different colors and different tastes. Okay. That is the meaning of this verse. Any doubt? Fairly simple examples are given so that we can understand. If you have any doubt, you may please ask. Otherwise, we will go to the next verse. Okay. Panchīkrita Mahabhuta
Panchīkrita Mahabhuta
Sambhavam Karma Sanchitam
Sambhavam Karma Sanchitam
Shariram Sukha Dukkhanam
Shariram Sukha Dukkhana
Bhogayatanam Uchyate.
Bhogayatanam
Okay. Now we are continuing with this Upadhis only. Okay. So, Panchikritam. Everybody is aware what is Panchikritam? Atma Tattva Bodha.
Yes, Atma Bodha.
Yes. That is why we insist that first you complete Tattva Bodha, then you come to Atma Bodha. Because we cannot explain Panchikritam at this stage. We should know what is Panchikritam. So, all the Tanmatras, the 5 elements in its original subtle form, they go through a process called Panchikritam. Then it becomes this Panchamaha Bhutas. Okay. So, due to particular formulation of 5 elements, Panchabhuta, what are they? Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jal, or Prithvi. Out of the Panchabhutas, earth, what we call space, Akasha, then comes air, then comes fire, then comes water, then earth. Out of this body, human body is made up of what? This Panchabhuta. And it is called gross body. Stula Shariram. This Stula Shariram is the medium through which the Atma experiences the pleasures and pain. Bhoga Ayatanam. Ayatana means what? Tattva Bodha.
The seat.
The house. Residence. Okay. The residence in which this Atma resides and experiences the pleasure and pain. Yes, seat also can be said, but it should be understood in its proper sense. Okay. So this Tula Shariram is given by Paramatma on the basis of Ishvara, on the basis of what? On the basis of what?
Previous karmas.
Previous karma. So the karma that we have done in the previous births that are responsible for our present Stula Shariram. So this process of such formulation of 5 elements is called Panchikaranam. Okay. Panchikaranam, we all know that 5 elements, they retain their 50% of its original properties and borrows 12.5% or 1/8 from other 4 elements. So that is a Panchikaranam process. Okay. So these Panchabhutas are in the body, that everybody will agree. We have space, we have fire, we have water, we have everything, earth in this body. Anyone has any doubt that we don't have any one of the 5 elements? It's all there. Okay, it's all there. So the human body is made up of this organic matter. Okay, but as we study some scriptures, when we become jnanis, we understand that it is not only the materials, Panchabhutas, that make up this body, but there is something called karma. What is that karma called? Sanchita karma. The past accumulated karmas. The vast store of past actions. Okay. That they are giving fruit in this birth. This is what? Stula Sharira Upadhi. This Upadhi is what? Stula Sharira Upadhi. So here it is mentioned as Panchikrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam. It is born out of a process called Panchikaranam, and it is made up of these 5 gross elements. Because originally these 5 Pancham Mahabhutas, they are in which form?
Tanmatra.
Tanmatras. They are in subtle form. They are not grossified. And they become grossified only because of Panchikaranam. Okay. This is first Upadhi of Atma. What is that? Stula Shariram, gross body or physical body. So all the bodies are born out of 5 elements. Okay. Then why someone is a woman, someone is a man? Why someone is black, someone is white? Why someone is healthy, someone is unhealthy? Why someone is tall and someone is short? Why someone is fat, someone is lean? Someone is fit, someone is unfit. What is the reason for that?
Sanchita karma.
Sanchita karma. That we should remember. Otherwise, if you make a pots from the same clay, it should all look similar. But it is not so because of karma. Sanchita karma. That we should remember. So the first upadhyaya of Atma is what? This Tula Shariram. Okay. Now let us go to the next verse. Pancha prana mano buddhi
Pancha prana mano buddhi
buddhi
dashendriya samanvitam
dashendriya samanvitam
Samanvitam
apanchikrita bhutotam
apanchayuta bhutotam
shukshmangam bhoga sadhanam.
Sukshmangam
bhoga
sadhanam.
Okay.
sadhanam
Pancha prana mano buddhi
Buddhi.
dashendriya samanvitam apanchikrita bhutotyam sukshmangam bhoga sadhanam. So we should remember these are all in poem form, poetic form. So we can beautifully chant. There are videos available in YouTube, Swami Brahmananda and all that. You can listen to that. So it's beautiful. You can use it for your meditation or your japa or your nididhyasanam. No, it is all beautiful. We can memorize it also. So here he says the 5 pranas, the mind, the intellect, together with 10 senses, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas combined, formed from the subtle elements, forms the subtle body, sukshma sharira, the instrument of experience. So what are the 5 pranas? Prana, apana,
Udana.
samana, udana.
vyana udana samana.
Very good. 5. There are 5 pranas. And what are the 10 organs? 5 sense organs and 5
Karmendriyas.
karmendriyas and 5 jnanendriyas. What are they?
Jnanendriyas.
Somebody can repeat. What are the jnanendriyas? Come on. Tattva Bodha.
Eyes, ears, taste bud, skin, and nose.
Very good. And the organs of action, activity, karmendriya.
Hands, legs, upastha, jananendriya.
Organ of excretion and organ of reproduction plus speech. Speech, the tongue or mouth, whatever we call it. Okay. This make up the sukshma shariram, subtle body. It is a combination of 17 ingredients. We have studied in Tattva Bodha. 5 pranas, 5 karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas, then mind, then intellect. 17. Okay. There are plus 2 also.
Ego.
Ankar and Chit.
Yeah.
So, what is the purpose of the Sukshma Shariram? What is the purpose of this Stula Shariram? It was a residence to experience the pain and pleasures of life, happiness and unhappiness, cold and heat. Here, Sukshma Shariram, subtle body, what is the purpose?
They are the instruments to enjoy.
They are the instruments of experience. Not only enjoy, for us. Okay? They are instruments through which we experience pain and pleasure. If we have an office space, that is Tula Shariram, and the equipment we have their phone, telephone, telex, email, etc. to communicate with the outside world, that is Sukshma Shariram, subtle body. Just to give a simple example. Okay, it is an instrument through which we experience pain and pleasure. So this Tula Shariram, physical body, gross body, that gets old, it becomes old, it becomes diseased, and it dies. Sukshma Shariram, what happens when this Stula Shariram dies? Sukshma Shariram leaves the gross body and gets another body, rebirth. So it is not the Atma that gets rebirth. What gets rebirth is the Sukshma Shariram, subtle. That is what Advaita Vedanta tells us.
Acharya, one question on this particular path.
Yes.
It says only thing is like about the intellect or buddhi.
Ah.
So in this case, if it is rebirth, actually it's going to be the same. But I don't think it's. I mean, that's a question I have. Like, say for example, let's say I'm just putting an example. Okay. Let's say there was a person who is very intellect, but he was doing all kind of nonsense and all those things. So next birth, he might be getting a poor life or whatever it is. But is it going to be his intellect is going to be the same or is going to be deteriorate?
It depends upon the karma only again. See, sometimes what happens, we see child prodigies, you know, at the age of 3 playing music, or at the age of 5 solving complicated mathematical equations. We see, na? No repeating Bhagavad Gita, or speaking in English, which means that they carried the vasanas from the earlier birth. So the intellect may not be same. It depends on the karma only.
Okay, so that can either deteriorate or it can increase as well.
Yes, yes.
Both. I mean,
Both
both are possible.
both are possible.
Both. Okay, thank you.
Both are possible. So if we have done good karma, then Sanchita karma fructifies. We are born in an intelligent, scholarly family. Then we get proper education. Our intellect is developed. And if we don't, then we go into a lower nature and our intellect remains at a lower level. And the law of karma is very complicated. So Atma is what? It is nothing but pure consciousness. It is Paramatma. It manifests itself in Sukshma Shariram and it gets involved in the samsara, ties of human relations, and experiences happiness and sorrow. Then also it does various karmas, both good karma and bad karma. Okay. So if you do good karma, then we get good results, good births. And if you do bad karma, then we get bad birth, bad experiences. So this process is ever going. It is a vicious cycle. It never stops. Nobody gets out of this vicious cycle. Then how do we get out of it? The process of rebirth stops only when Sukshma Shariram gets out of Maya and understand that Atma, which is the real nature. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this intellect. Then liberation takes place. Then it discards all the worldly attachments and mukti, moksha happens. And till it happens, we continue to suffer in this samsara. This is Sukshma Sarira Padi. It is Sukshmangam Bhoga Sadhana. Sadhana means instrument. So Stula Shariram is Bhoga Ayatanam, residence. Sukshma Shariram is Bhoga Sadhanam, instrument of experiencing pleasure and pain. And it contains 17 parts that we explained. It's all only a quick revision of Tattva Bodha. What has been mentioned in Tattva Bodha, it is being underlined here. Okay, there is nothing new to learn. This is the second upadhi, that is Sukshma Sariram, subtle body. So again, some people are born with good intellect, good mind, sharp intellect, sharp mind. So somebody now asked the question, what is the reason? The
Karma.
reason is, again,
Sanchita
karma.
karma. Yeah.
Nimitta karma. Nimitta karana means karma. And who administers this karma role? That is Ishvara, is the judge. The subtle body is the Dvitiya Upadhi, the second Upadhi. Third Upadhi is Karana Shariram, that we will see in the next class. Time is up. So, any questions on the verses we have done today? We have done 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 5 verses we have done. So, any questions you may please ask. We will spend a couple of minutes. And if there are no questions, then we will say the prayers and close the class. Om
ॐ सर्वे
Bhavantu
भवन्तु
Sukhinah
सुखिनः
Sarve
सर्वे
Santhu
सन्तु
Niramaya
निरामया
Sarve
सर्वे
Bhadrani Pashantu
भद्राणि
Ma
पश्यन्तु
Kashchit
मा
Dukhabhat
कश्चित्
Bhavet
दुःखभाग् भवेत्
Ma
मा
Sadgamaya
सत्
Namaso Ma
नमसो मा
Jyotirgamaya
ज्योतिर्गमय
Amritam
मृत्योर्मा
Gamaya
अमृतमय
Purnamada
ॐ पूर्णमदः
Purnamidam
पूर्णमिदं
Purnat
पूर्णात्
Purnamudachyate
पूर्णमुदच्यते
Purnasya
पूर्णस्य
Purnamadaya
पूर्णमादाय
Purnamevavashishyate
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते
Om
ॐ
Shanti
शान्ति
Shanti
शान्ति
Shanti
शान्ति
Harihi Om
हरि ओम्
Shri Gurubhyo
गुरुभ्यो
Namaha
नमः
Harihi
हरि
Om.
ओम्
Thank you,
That's it.
Acharya ji.
Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you all for
ओम
joining.
नमः
Thank you,
शिवाय
Acharya.
आचार्य जी
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you.